Hello there, I'm Ruben from Respshop.com, your online retailer for everything CPAP. And yes, it's that time again when we deliver you a new update about the Philips recall of their CPAP devices. But fear not, because this time I have some potentially good news for you, as well as some better clarity about the recall timeline for those of you wondering when you will see your repaired or replaced device. It seems like it was a lifetime ago that this recall was first announced in 2021. Maybe it's because the whole world has been turned pretty much upside down since then. And since the original recall issued by Philips, we've done our best to pass on information we receive as distributors as best as we can to you, the end users. Well, we have a new update for those of you who are still waiting for your refurbished or new unit from Philips. This update speaks to the order that Philips is servicing their recalls and how you can potentially bump your recalled unit up the line if you qualify. Now, YouTube is of course an international platform, and unfortunately at the time of the release of this video, this news will only help those located in the USA. So if that's not you, save yourself 10 minutes and instead watch another video on our channel, as this one won't apply to you. But for the rest of you who are sticking around, this news is hot off the press, so let's get started. First, let me say thank you for watching our video. We appreciate you. Our goal at Respshop is to create the best quality content on YouTube for CPAP users like yourself. So please, if you've had a good day so far, then pass on the love, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell to pay it forward. We'd really appreciate that. Now, let's talk Philips. And oh, Philips, where do we begin? For those of you who are new to the world of CPAP, allow me to lay out the context. Back in June of 2021, Philips Respironics, who are one of the leading manufacturers of CPAP devices, announced that it was issuing a full-scale recall of many of its units. This was because the abatement foam enclosed within the housing of the device that dampens the sound was found to degrade over time, resulting in debris from the foam as well as harmful off-gases to enter the unit airway and be inhaled by the user. This can most commonly lead to headaches, irritation, inflammation, and respiratory issues, to name a few. Aside from the fallout with users who depend on this device for their health, who are now being told their device could be causing them harm, the recall presented Philips with the huge task of actually performing the recall. We are talking 3 to 4 million devices that were affected by the recall, all of which needed to be sent back to Philips to have the foam replaced, or for the unit to be swapped out entirely with the new DreamStation 2, which uses a different foam. The system that Philips has utilized to this point is for users to register their device on Philips' medical device recall site and then sit tight. Yep, once you'd filled out the necessary form online, the only thing you could do was wait for your turn in the queue of literally hundreds of thousands of users. If you haven't already entered your device into the queue, then please watch our last recall update video where we outline how this works. Now, I know many of you have already gone through the process and have received either a refurbished or a brand new device, and that's great. I hope for you that this closes the book on an inconvenient and frustrating chapter in your sleep therapy. But for those of you who have filled out the form but are still waiting for Philips to get to you, well, I have good news for you. And that is that you might not have to simply sit and wait any longer. Yes, that's right. Fast forward to today and Philips have launched a new webpage where you can potentially fast track your recall. Now, let's back up real quick and ask why they have done this. Well, per the FDA requirements and probably the recommendation of their lawyers, Philips is trying to service those patients who are higher risk as early as possible. For example, for those with severe sleep apnea or other underlying conditions that means the risk of continued use of the recalled device is higher than most. But a pre-existing medical condition isn't the only thing that could lead to your unit being prioritized over others. There are 8 data points that Philips is collecting in order to make that determination of whether your recall request should be fast-tracked. Let's take a quick look at each of these categories to discuss what might be cause for prioritization. Most of your responses to these categories in and of themselves won't necessarily mean that you are jumped to the front of the queue, but Philips will take your responses as a whole and prioritize accordingly. Okay, so let's dive in. It's not that easy to find the patient portal from the main usa.philips.com website. as you can imagine, they don't put the information of the mass recall of their devices on their home page. In fact, I'm yet to be able to find how to reach the patient portal page by navigating from their home page. So we've made it easy for you at Respshop. Simply go to respshop.com and click on the Philips CPAP Recall Notifications and Solutions button from the home page. Then click on the US Patient Portal image. Note that per Philips, and like I said at the start of the video, the patient portal is available in the US only at present, which means if you are based outside of the US, then unfortunately, there is currently no way that you can prioritize your unit. From this screen, enter your confirmation code that you received when you first submitted your device information for the recall. If you have lost access to the confirmation number, then use a device serial number instead. Enter it without any spaces. Whichever one you choose, click Submit once it is entered. Then enter your personal verification information and click Submit. This will take you inside of the US Patient Portal, where so long as you have an active recall case that is yet to be fulfilled, you will see this message that Philips has found your device registration. Click here to manage your order. If you see the message, your device is registered but your order is not yet processed, then you will be given the option to add prioritization to your recall. Before you do, I just wanted to quickly show you that within the body of text of this page, Philips does state that they anticipate the repair and replacement program in the US will take through the end of 2022 to complete. So according to Philips, if you are based in the US and you don't have reasons for them to prioritize your recall over others, the worst case scenario for you would be that you would get your unit by the end of the year. So if nothing else, that will at least provide you with some clarity, which has really been lacking for the most part. When you click Add Prioritization, you'll be taken to a questionnaire of sorts that will help Philips make a determination of the urgency of getting a repaired or replaced unit out to you. Some of the questions and their options might seem a little odd at first glance, and like I said before, it's unlikely that any single option will mean that you go to the front of the queue, but it could. Your responses as a whole will paint a picture for how high risk you are, and that could determine if you receive your unit earlier than you otherwise would. Once you've inputted all of the information into the prioritization form, click Submit, and then you're done. There is no further action that you need to take in order for Philips to review your data and potentially bump your case up in a queue. A couple tips. There are quite a few responses to enter, and I have found that the prioritization page times out quite quickly, which means you lose all the information you've inputted thus far. So if you need a few minutes to find out any of the information that it asks, such as your AHI number, or whether you can actually see the loose particles from the abatement foam within your unit, then I'd suggest jotting down your responses so far, in case you lose them. Another tip is to please give us a call if you have questions. At Respshop, we have respiratory therapists and a nurse on hand to help answer questions about your therapy or what might constitute some of these underlying health conditions. So get in touch if you need help. But please bear in mind, we are not Philips. We are only a distributor of their products among other brands. So we have no means to fast track your recall claim ourselves. We're on your side and we're here to help you. And as I mentioned in the previous recall update video, we've begun offering CPAP device monthly rentals for those who are not comfortable using their affected Philips device while they wait. This can be a good lower cost way of seeing you through a few months without needing to purchase another device. And as always, we do recommend having a second device on hand for instances like these, or in case you ever cannot use the device due to it needing repair or the like. Or maybe it's worth you investing in a travel CPAP device now that we are coming into warmer weather and you might want to go camping or travel internationally. There are some really nice models coming out in that category too. Well, I hope this video was helpful. I know this whole recall has been frustrating for many, us included, and hopefully this video will help some of you who really need to have your device repaired or replaced sooner than it otherwise would be. Feel free to check out some of our review videos on other CPAP devices to see what models are coming out in the market. One thing that this recall has done to the CPAP industry is to galvanize other brands who sense an opportunity, which has led to some great new units. So go check out some of them on our channel. Like this video, subscribe for more tips and information on everything CPAP, and if you need anything else, give us a call or visit our site, and wherever you are, sleep tight. Until next time.